Welcome back to Fairfax Pilates. I'm Brittany, and today's Pilates class is on the Cadillac or the Pilates Tower. So we're going to do a full body workout using the entire apparatus here. So go ahead and get yourselves ready to go, and let's begin. Today's Pilates workout is on the Cadillac or the Pilates Tower, and we are going to begin using our roll down bar. Have a seat, long legs up against the vertical frame. The knees can be soft if you'd like to start as you roll all the way down onto your back flat. And then once you're there, we're going to begin with the head rolling up one vertebrae at a time until we return seated. We're going to do this a few times here. As you roll down, we're really trying to do a posterior tilt in the pelvis and making sure that we get a long stretch through the lumbar spine. Again, we exhale as we roll through the spine and make our way down to flat on our backs. Start with the head and then articulate up, rolling forward until we're up nice and tall. All right, scooping under, and we go all the way down onto our backs flat. Now this time we're here, we arch the spine and return up. Scoop under, we're rounding all the way down. Soften the elbows and then lead with the chest, return to seated. Again, rounding through the back. This one's on the lower back, and then as we arch and float to the top, that is on the upper back. Reverse. Arching back, shoulders make contact first, and then we head nod and roll your way back up to a seated position twice more. Float up and back on that inhale breath. Touch the shoulders, melt the body, and roll your way back up. And last, inhale, floating up and backward. Shoulders meet the mat, we melt our way down, and then we roll all the way to the top. Let's put one hand in the center. Take the free hand and lead it behind you. We're on our back flat, lateral bend, and then let's take the foot and cross it over the opposite foot and to get a long side body stretch here, and just hold this for a few seconds and really just create a lot of space through the side body. Foot goes back where it belongs, and then roll your way around to the top, switching hands at the top. Down we go, making sure the hand holding onto the bar, that shoulder is flush with the mat, and then we crisscross at the ankles to create this nice length through the side body. Make sure you keep that shoulder where it belongs, the one that's holding onto the bar, and then we undo the feet, and then all the way back up we go. All right, from here we're going to adjust, so we've got the leg springs on the sides there, rather than I've got the arm springs. So I'm just doing that quick adjustment here to put our leg springs on the sides, and then we're gonna lay on our back and get a little bit of warm up going through the legs. We wanna space ourselves out an arm's distance from the frame, and then we're gonna put both feet into the straps. From here, we're gonna go lift and lower. So straight legs rise up as we inhale, and then we exhale, push down. If you're holding on to the vertical frame, make sure that your hands are just higher than the height of the head here. It keeps the shoulders in a neutral position. We'll laterally rotate the legs and continue with the up and down movement. You want to keep every vertebrae in your back glued down to the mat so that we feel that contraction through the abs the whole time. And now we're going to rotate inward. We want to get all of those muscles working on the back of the leg here. Exhale down, inhale, lift. Now bend and stretch, bend in and push out. So we are maintaining that those heels are close together or touching, and trying to keep the legs quite symmetrical as they bend in and they push out as a team. Breathe in, breathe out. And then let's get some beats here. Point, 2, 3, 4, flex, 2, 3, 4, inhale, point, exhale, flex, point, and flex. Breathe in and stag, exhale together, alternating. If you can work it out in your brain, your long leg gets a plantar flexion and the bent knee is dorsiflexion. Meanwhile, the rest of the torso and the trunk is stable. Keep the core muscles engaged. Keep the shoulders supported. Face, neck, relaxed. Legs in on the inhale, push away as we exhale. Let's make our way through some large leg circles here. Think warming up the hips. Nice big circles. We still want to maintain that those springs are very fluid. Let's go in reverse direction, of course. So we just take a nice rhythmic breath here as we're moving through the leg circles. All right, and just take your time, maybe add a little stretch, and then we're going to take our feet out of those straps. Okay, and then let's rock ourselves up. We're going to come up to a kneeling position for some lat presses. We again will use that same roll down bar here. I'm planning ahead, so I'm just moving that trapeze hook out of the way here. Okay, so we're going to have our knees down, arms straight, and we're going to just press the arms down to the thighs. Inhale, we press, and then exhale to return. We want to keep the legs absolutely still, squeezing those inner thighs as we go down. And exhale. All right, so let's stand up from here. We're going to scooch back just a little, feet are hip distance apart, and we're going to do a forward fold. So driving the bar straight down, keep it below the shoulders, and then we're going to do a slow, intentional scoop as we roll our way right back up to standing nice and tall. Send the arms down first, exhale as we press forward, keeping the bar right below the shoulders as much as possible. Weight slightly into the ball of the foot, pulling the bar toward the legs as we roll our way back up to a neutral posture. Shoulders where they belong. Again, we're going to press the bar down with a one leg version. So we're stepping the right foot back, barely any weight on the tippy toes in the back. We're really concentrating the stretch and the strength work on our forward leg. This is a modification on an RDL, a Romanian deadlift. So we're going to drive straight down, exhaling as we press, still maintaining neutral wrists with the hands right below the shoulders. And then we curl through the tail as we roll our way right back up. Maybe you can do this with a floating back foot, so this will become more of that RDL. You're going for that hinge, so we want a nice straight line from head to foot as we hinge over, forming almost the letter T between the standing leg and the body that are in the air. So we hinge over. Lots of core strength here, keep us balanced and fluid. Relaxing those shoulders. All right, let's do it again on the other side. So we've got a toe down first, so we're just kind of warming up. The legs are never even, so we always just want to sort of test the waters here, keeping a toe down. Let's say 99% of our body weight are in the forward foot, and we've just got that 1% on our toe. It's just mostly mental. We want to have that toe down just to feel very stable as we get the mobility here on that second side. Here we go, floating the leg up, and we get that same forward flexion. So lifting and initiating with the glutes. We want to keep lifting that leg up, and then that leg sort of resists on the way back down. Squeeze through your glutes, initiate with the hips and the butt and the hamstring. As we press the bar down, we hinge down, and then rising back up, releasing the shoulders as we make our way back to the top. All right, so on our bellies, just go ahead and slide off center. We're gonna let one leg go down towards the ground and then up. So this one is a modification of swimming. We wanna stabilize the entire body minus the moving leg. So we have our pelvis and our ribs absolutely still. Now laterally rotate, and we're gonna squeeze and lift up here. What's nice about this variation is that you've got a lot more glute, you have a lot more range than a traditional swimming pattern. Last couple. All right, then we shimmy over to the opposite side, support ourselves with 3/4 of the body, and then we are just lifting and lowering that leg. Squeeze and lift, and up. We're going to get 8 of these in parallel, followed by 8 in a lateral rotation, so that you feel the shift from glute max to glute medius. Great for supporting the low back as well as creating hip strength. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and just take a nice little spine stretch there, shell, okay? And now we'll rotate around if you're on the Cadillac, and we're going to use our push-through bar. So take a blue spring from the top and connect it to the push-through bar. Okay, setting ourselves up for this gentle mermaid. So we're going a lateral bend over, maybe rotate down, back to the side and up. We're going to do that one again, sideways, up and over, then lateral. So we're lateral and then we rotate, get a little bit into that lower back there. Untwist and then up. All right, now we're adding a balance element. We're going to push the bar down as much as we need to get the leg up. So you have the option on that Cadillac to hold the horizontal bar. The leg is a distractor. We really are actually working that bottom shoulder. 6, 7, we're going to hold the leg up in space and small circles. So the challenge here is in keeping the rest of the body stable. Reverse. 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we've got that on the other side now. So we begin with our mermaid. So we just got that nice lateral bend up and over. Maybe we're going to rotate down, space the hands apart, untwist, float our way back up. We'll do that again, keeping the outside leg long and straight to add to that lateral stretch. Untwist and make your way up, ready for our balancing part. So I always hold that vertical part or the horizontal bar first, and then we go into our mobility challenge here. 5, 6, 7, we're gonna hold it up, and then little circles. 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, reverse. 2, 3, 4 and 4, 3, 2 and 1. Go ahead and place the foot down. All right, and then let's go ahead and have a seat, legs straight out towards the vertical frame for our saw. Reach back, a nice lateral bend here. Lots of rotation, reaching for the opposite bar and driving the arm up. You can also bend the knees and push up if that feels better on your back. So thinking that the intention of the saw is to get the full spinal rotation. So we're really curling and spiraling from the tail all the way up to the upper thoracic. If you're able to connect the bar, great. If you need to bend the knees, please do. Once more, inhale, we reach the arm back, all of our body weight into those back fingertips. And then we slide under, driving the right arm up. Think thoracic rotation. All right, other side, of course. Reaching the arm back and around. And then underneath we go, thumb down on that bar as we lift up. You can also grab the leg if that feels more available to you. Take the arm back and around. And then we go around and we're gonna press up with rotation. Last time here, back. And then around we go, driving the arm up. Let's flip around onto our back. We're going to stick with the push-through bar for a moment. Long straight legs together on the mat. We're going to lift the upper body up, come into that straight line from hips to hands, and then articulate our way back to the mat. Bending the elbows. Once you see the bar, slowly begin to peel up, all the way up into that long line. It's like half of the teaser. And then we round through the back and roll our way down. Again, all the way up. And we're gonna scoop the tail under, and then let's get these little crunches, with the focus being on the mobility of the lower back in particular. We wanna get range, and we also wanna build strength. So this bar is very helpful. Now challenge your stability and strength with some pulls. Last 2. And then we're gonna straighten the arms here, and then down we go all the way onto our back. Push the arms above the head. Here we go again. Flex forward, come all the way up to the top. We're gonna pause at the top, set the shoulders down, and then scoop and get to that spot that's hard to stay in. One hand to the hip, keeping the legs long, straight, and together. You will really feel the obliques going. 6, 7, and 8. Let's change sides here. And this is for you to start noticing the difference. Do your right and left feel equally strong, or do we have some discrepancies here? Not for judgment, just for knowledge. You want to create equal strength in both sides of the body. And then down we go. Okay, up we go. We're going to flip the hands over and come up into a little crunch position. So again, we want to be in that place where you couldn't stay if you didn't have the bar for help. So we're in that deep curl, and we're just doing like a pelvic tuck. So as you roll backwards, you're really trying to tilt the pubic bone upward towards the navel and concentrate on the low back flexion. We should feel lots of low abs. Now hold it, and we're just doing leg slides. 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out. My feet are nice and light, sort of brushing along the mat. Let's keep the shoulders where they belong in a tension-free place. And we are just really getting the abs going here. Now hold it there, and let's just bend and then lengthen the arms up. Yeah, last 2. And then we're going to go ahead and roll it all the way back up, and then stretch forward, reaching for those feetsies if you can. Get some length through the hamstrings. Always take your stretch breaks as we go through. All right, so from here, we are going to change things around just a bit. We're going to come down onto our tummy and do some supported swan things. If you have some shoulder limitations, you're welcome to do this stuff on the mat without any apparatus whatsoever. We're coming up into a spine extension. So inhale, float up, and then exhale to lower down. So as you lift, we want to just gently squeeze the feet on the edges of our mat, and then we can hover and just go for a swim. So we're going to maintain a lot of back extension here. Float one arm below, just test the strength and your balance really on right and left sides. And as we continue to swim, we'll just switch and hold with the opposite arm. And then we've got both hands on. And again, let's just get that little swan. Now, shoulder extension. So we're just keeping a slight hover with the upper body and chest, and we're simply bending the elbows, sort of drawing the bar behind the head. Nothing painful, of course. All right into the side body twist. This is one of my most favorite exercises on every single piece of equipment. So we do a little lateral flexion, and then pivot right into that teaser. Beautiful. Side bend. Now slow, control it, and rest. 4 parts. Think up on 1, rotate and pivot towards teaser. 2, come back down, hold that absolute balance on that side bend, and then down on 4. Again, side crunch 1, pivot and rotate to teaser. 2, come back down, hold the body balanced and side bend, and then down on 4. Final, side, rotate up, find that teaser, back to the side body, and take it down. Okay, carefully figure out how you're going to flip over. Position yourself near the front edge of the mat so we have some room to flip back like so. Yeah. Turn back onto the side body, kind of squeeze the glutes there. Find your stability right here in the booty, and then down we go. Lateral flexion number 1. Pivot and reach for teaser. 2. Pull back down. You want to balance on that side. I go nice and slow into position 3, and then down on 4. Side bend. Pivot for teaser. Turn it over. Find your complete side position and return. All right, well done, guys. So we are going to disconnect the blue spring here. All right, so we're going to go over, and now we're going to be using the arm springs. So if you need to adjust those, let's go ahead and get the arm springs back in action. so that we can use those as well. Okay, once you're all settled, we're going to scooch back so we face the arm springs. And you're going to be in a bicep curl position, so make sure you've got enough resistance here to feel those biceps. So lay down on your back, bent knees, and let's just do some bicep curls here. So this one is good for all levels and all people. So no injuries can really make you stop doing this one. So get into this place. Now we're going to curl up and we're going to hold that isometric crunch as we just keep on with those bicep curls. This one feels so nice because we're working so many muscles here at the same time. 6. And now we just lift. Keep your shape of your back and just lift and lower the elbows. Lots of warmth in the biceps here, and then just hold that isometric bicep, and we're just going through a little bit of the lumbar flexion. Rock back and forward, rock back and forward. So notice the theme here is we always want to have that lumbar flexion as much as possible to promote mobility. All right, so hands and knees. We're going to grab one of those arm springs here. So watch that we're not sinking into a waist that is extended. We're going to get into a bird dog. Once we're here, you want to just really push off the mat so our back is strong. And then we just do single arm plows. So pull back. Maintain a neutral position of the wrist as much as possible. 7. And then hold on 8. And then we are going to move into our triceps from here. Bending and pushing. The opposite leg is back, really pressing through heel of foot. 5 and 6, 7, and again 8. And then we're gonna shift over to the left. So as you place your body into that bird dog position, get your leg back, toes down, lift the foot up, and then really press away from the mat so we get that slight protraction of the shoulders and lots of strength through the trunk of the body. 5 and 6, 7, one more, holding back on 8, and triceps we go. So let's keep the shoulder that is supporting us in mind here. Lots of connection. 7 and 8, and then we're going to take it all the way down. Enjoy a little shell stretch. All right, so we are going to change things around again. So we are now going to use that roll down bar for twist around the world. So here we go. We're going to bend the elbows, rotate right, lean right, scoop through the tummy and tail, come up to the lean on the opposite side, 2 cheeks down, find the center. Turn left, lean left, waistband scoops in as you rotate to the opposite side in a lengthened position, and then we're back up. So we are bending the elbows and rotate. Keep both sides of the waist long as we lean. Then roll through the scoop of the small back, create the length on the opposite side, and then we come up, twist left, lean left, round through the body, find the length on the waist, and then up we go back to the middle. Again, lean, scoop, and round. Again, we've got that flexion through the low back. Now lengthen straight back, and then find our way back to the center. Left, lean, round through the back, twist and find length on both sides of the waist, up and in the middle. That one's lovely. It is an advanced exercise, but it feels so nice. Okay, some side bends here. So we're just sideways bending. Top foot is in the back, bottom foot is against the forward vertical frame, and we are just creating a lateral curve in the waist. And then let's bicep curl. This is kind of like, well, they call it a bicep curl. This is a lot more like a row. Aim your elbow toward your waist as you pull the bar near your body, and then down we go. Support the head, and we are rotating, trying to keep those legs nice and steady, and we're rotating through the rib cage. 7, and then we're going to hold our rotation towards the bar here, and now we're crunching up and up and up. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we come over to the other side. Remember, top foot is against the back frame, bottom foot is forward, bottom arm is long to start. And we're just going to get some lateral flexion. So really creating the curve of the spine as we just slide up towards the roll down bar. Crunching up and then creating that long body. One more here, start position, and then we're going to go up and hold it, and we're going to bend. So see how that elbow just really aims back towards the waist. 4, 5, and 6, 7, and again 8, and then down we go. Let's support the head in the hand. We hover and turn, turn. Meanwhile, we're trying to keep that elbow and underarm off the mat the whole time. 7, and then we're going to hold the rotation and crunches up to the bar. 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and down we go. All right, let's come all the way up. We are going to switch over to our finishing stretches using the safety chain from above. Let's connect one blue spring from below so we can do some of the guillotine and monkey stretches at the end here. On your back, head under the bar. We're going to push the bar up with our straight legs. Anchor the pelvis down, your back is flat, and we'll begin with a slow calf raise here. So you ideally want to have your hips down, legs straight, and as you drop your toes down, you should be receiving this lovely stretch. If you're not getting a stretch, let's scoot your tail out away from the bar. We'll do these in parallel. We'll also do them in a lateral rotation, just like we do with our feet in straps. So try to go through all the variations: parallel, lateral, and then of course an internal rotation. They will all three feel different. So really just try to listen to your body there. And just allow yourself to stretch. The tailbone just needs to stay down, and then the legs are nice and straight. Okay, one leg goes down. We're going to bend the knee on the bar down wide towards the shoulder, and meanwhile we're reaching the opposite leg out long to lengthen the hip flexor. Let's do a point and flex, and then bend the knee down. We're going to push the leg up to the top, right into a point, flex, point, and then sink the knee down. All right, switching over, putting the left foot on the right side of the bar, and we're doing that same thing here. So we just want to keep the legs straight, and we're doing that same repeat calf motion here. You should feel it all on the outside of the thigh and the hip for the abductors. All right, we're back up on the opposite leg. Now right foot on the right side of the bar. We're going to bend the knee to the right shoulder. And then we push the leg all the way up into a tippy toe point, sink the heel, point it back up, and then we're going to bend the knee to the shoulder. And of course, again, driving the leg all the way to the very tip top. Flex and point the ankle, and then we can bend the knee. And then we'll place that right foot over on the left side of the bar. Trying again to keep the pelvis stationary, and then whether the leg is straight or bent, we're going to do those slow motion calf raises here. We're feeling that all over the outside of the thigh, up into the hip, and certainly down into the calves as well. All right, let's get both feet up onto the bar. You're going to bend the knees, and I sort of just brace the knees from coming in with my forearms. So head and shoulders stay flat. You just curl the tail up. This might be a nice place to live here. You may just want to stay there. You can certainly sort of roll back down, and then you can curl back up with that resistance from the forearm into the thighs. Also, let's do full guillotine. We press the legs up and bend them down 3 times in a row while the hips float. And then we're going to keep those legs up nice and straight and come down through the center of the spine until our tail is down, and then we'll bend our knees at the bottom. Let's try again. Sending the legs to straight, scoop through the tummy and tail, lift the hips up, shoulders tension free. Bending the knees, breath in, exhale, they extend long, 3, and bend, press, 2, and third and final, long legs. We push into the hands gently and slowly lead down 1 vertebrae at a time until our hips are all the way back down onto the mat, and then we'll bend our knees at the bottom. Put your hands in the center for monkey here. So holding on for dear life, we're going to push the legs up. We just fold right in half there. If the legs make it to straight, you can go right into that pointy toe for a little extra goodness. And then we're going to carefully roll it right back down. Maybe you've got one more, or maybe you are finished. If you're finished, we're going to take those feet out and let those legs just sway right and left like little gentle windshield wipers. And then as you're ready, go ahead and carefully make your way back up to the top until you are comfortable. So if you liked our workout today, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment, share with a friend, and most of all, have yourself an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.